Hi everyone, now this is the fly I'm going to be tying in this video here. It's a Dynamite Harry. I know you've seen it before, this style of fly before, and I have tied it in a few different ways, but this is just a request. I get asked so many times, could I tie the yellow May, could I tie the yellow May? So this is the yellow May pattern, which basically the main reason for many want to see it is I've actually got some footage on YouTube of me actually fishing it and how well it fishes. So anyway, I don't mind doing that, I don't mind tying them at all. But anyway, I hope you enjoy the video when I do tie it. But what I'm doing as well, I'm putting this box together. Now what this box is basically, it's a selection of flies that I've been fishing and I've filmed on YouTube. This is a box that will be given away in the monthly draw. Now, what we have here basically is traditional wet flies. We've got our normal, really great soft hackle patterns, or wets, whatever you want to call them, or spiders, which are the waterhen blower, snipe purple. I've got a golden plover and hare's ear there as well. I've also got, in one of the videos I was fishing the team of flies, where I had a fly called the rodent, which is the main partner. The original fly I tied was this one here. These are variants. We've got the March Brown, Yellow May, Iron Blue, and then obviously the original. And the top dropper, Caddis as I called it, which I did film in this pattern here. So basically, again there's 4 patterns there. So I'm going to be tying, in one of the videos I had, fishing this as a dry, then I started fishing a nymph off the bend of the hook, which I call piggyback, which many people do. Just basically tying a piece of nylon to the bend, and then below that we have a nymph or even a wet fly, which works really well. It's a good way of searching when things are quiet, and that's what was happening. There was nothing rising, so I started using my dry, obviously as a dry, but it's the same way to present a small nymph or a wet, and just fishing where I think fish may lie. And it worked out really well. We got quite a few fish. So this is what I'm adding in the box. So I'm going to be adding in some yellow mays, and one of the other flies I like fishing as well. I've got a room for some nymphs as well, the point fly, like pheasant tails, which I'll be adding in here. So it'll be a nice box, a box of flies. And basically, it's there to, well, I'm tying it to suit the methods I actually used, and to give somebody a chance of owning the flies. So anyway, I'm going to be tying this, so I'm going to zoom in a wee bit so you can actually see it a wee bit closer. There we are, that's the fly there. I'll just come back a wee bit close. There we are. Now, what I'm going to be using, the hook I'm going to be using is this. It's not actually meant for dry fly though, it's ideal for dries, emergers, as well as, in this case, for tying Czech nymphs. It's a barbless hook, as you can see, and it's a size 16. So with some on my desk, I'll put these on. It's a great wee hook, so I like it. And I like using hooks to suit myself. There we are, nice and tight. Thread I'm going to be using, this is a Unithread in 8/0. The first thing I'm going to do is just run the wax through it. Just the once is enough. Just gives you a lot more grip. Now, it's a very simple dressing, so we start at the eye. We just run the thread to the point of the hook and remove the waste. So, meaning by the point of the hook is if I run the thread to that point, then if I let it go, it's in line with the point. Then we tie in, this is white and coq de Leon. This is a saddle feather, which I've dyed yellow. So I'm going to bring out a few fibres, just 90 degrees from the stem. Don't be shy with the fibres. Now what's going to happen, this then becomes, it gives the body a bit of colour as much, and support, obviously, supports the fly. So it represents the tail and part of the body. So what we've got is the length of the hook at least over the back of the hook. So you measure the full length of the hook, which is to there, and I want that there over the back, so we then catch that in. Pinch and loop it on the top, in this case which is wind up to halfway, meaning the distance we came from the eye down, so we bring that halfway back up, and that'll give us the position for the wing. Now there's lots of fibres you could use out there, like Parapost. In this case, this is Poly Pro. This is an old card that I have. As you can see, it's yellow. Ideal for the wing. Now, what I do is I basically, it's too heavy, so I separate it, take a length off of half it, in this case, and then it's quite simple. I like to brush it. This is just an old toothbrush. Just basically tidy the fibre up. Now I normally do it in my leg. I just sit it on my leg and brush it. Obviously easier and quicker than try to show you. But basically what it does, it sorts it out, nice and neat. Now I'm going to tie this. This is representing the body. Again, I'm just going to make sure it's nice and neat. Just kind of rolling it together, looking at what I've got actually there, then the taper. If it's not tapered enough, then I can just basically into like a pencil point, if you want to call it. You need it to taper, because what that does, it's obviously, there's not much fibre there, there's a lot more up here, so that will give you your colour from light to dark. So I would just basically tie that on so that it's round about and halfway into the tail, which is there. So hold the body, tie on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. Just check, so we've got a nice enough taper, that's fine. Now I've got, this is a dubbing I've had for many years. It's just a packet that looks like a kind of burnt orange. I'll show you the packet. It says bow tie. It's just long hair, burnt orange, ideal colour for this. So it's just like a sulphur type colour, as I would call it. I mean, I call this a yellow May. Some would call it sulphur dun. So just tiny bit of dubbing. Put it at the back, just hold the body there. Just build it up a bit. You want to see the colour. Don't be shy with it. Don't be too close to the wing. Lift the wing up. Bring a thread in front. It looks okay. Yeah. Now I could trim this away, but I'm going to just leave it because I want to save the material. Now, for the hackle, this is here. Now this is called Goldstraw. This is it's dyed Goldstraw. This is from whiting. Now you can use a yellow Grizzle or whatever. I like to use like a matte fibre. It just works nice. This is, as I say, from a saddle. It's a pro grade saddle. I'll put a picture up so you can see it. It's a lovely saddle and you get lots of flies. Now, first thing I do is obviously remove some of the fibre, because I'm going to post it. So just offer it. There's your post there. A couple of turns now. I'm going to wax, make sure my thread's waxed. Run it up to the wing. Posting meaning you just wind your silk or your thread up, posting both the hackle and the wing, and come back down. Make sure your thread's in front of the wing here. And then in parachute style you'd be winding the hackle because you took it up if the thread turns. From there you do then a turn underneath. Keep a hold of the wing. It's easier if you can get it. This is why you should keep it long. So you've got enough turns of hackle, and then what I do here is I just lift the fibre out the way so I can see the hackle itself. I use these two fingers just to hold the hackle for a second. Come round with the thread, 1, 2, 3. But at the same time, once I've done that, keep hold of the thread but pull the hackle nice and tight. Make sure it's not going to move. Another couple of turns. Now you need your sharp scissors, come in, trim that away. Again, a wee touch of wax. Make sure you can tie in that cut end there of the hackle. We're going to go back to our dubbing. Now you only need a wee drop. Slightly dub it onto your thread. So our thread is sitting right at the eye at this point. So we just lift our hackle fibres up. And what I'm going to do is just wind up to the hackle. If you've got too much fibre, too much dubbing, just take it away. Wind your thread through it and the way back down towards the eye. Keep the thread tight, don't let it go. Tiny bit of varnish onto your thread and then wet finish. Again, make sure your hackle fibre's out of the way. Nice and tight. I usually put my nail in there, make sure, and pull the thread so it keeps the, when you want the thread tight, trim that away. Now, first thing you do is bring back all the hackle fibres, and you see sitting fine. Now to trim it, it's quite simple. Just to get the the length of the body should be the length of the wing. Usually that balances the fly up. So what we can do is come in from the back here, an angle cut in line with the end of the body. So I just angle cut there. So it's like a taper. Oops, missed a couple of fibres. See what it's like. Just going to trim it a wee bit. And there we go. And that's basically your yellow May, or Sulphur dun, whatever you want to call it. It's the same type of fly. You can tidy this up a wee bit. Just a wee quick look. If there's a long fibre or two, we can always trim them away. Yeah. You see, it works really well. Now you under here, under the actual the body, you'll see the cotyledon fibre. And it adds the shiny fibre that mixes within the polypro, gives it basically more colour. It supports the back of the hook, as well as it gives the material gives impression of the body. Now this fly floats really, really well. It lasts for ages. It really does, and I've caught quite a few fish with it. All I do is piece of Amadou, dry it, straight back out, and it floats away. But what it's very good as well, it's very good for supporting or piggybacking a nymph off the bend. That's another good reason for it. As well as being bright yellow, you can see it a mile away. So, as well as representing a natural fly. So it's a great all-round type pattern. Really, really good. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, if you enjoy the videos, please subscribe. It does help. It shows that it doesn't cost you anything. It shows that you're watching and you're interested in the videos. So again, thank you for watching. Until next time.